Morning, everyone. Friday, the 5th of August, with the Leeds news. I'm Jer, and let's crack on. Loads to go through. We're going to talk about incomings, outgoings, and Radrizzani's interview with the Athletic. So, some interesting things have come out of that. So, we'll crack on and we'll get into this. On the incomings, the goalkeeper that is rumoured to be joining Leeds next week does not now appear to be Ben Foster, and I'm a bit disappointed with that. Joel Robles, who had played for Everton and is the, free agent now, but was with Real Betis last year, 32 years of age, played 42 games for Everton between 2013 and 2018, and played 56 times for Betis since then. Very much coming in as what apparently from what we've read into yesterday, not as a backup keeper, but as a number 3. So a bit of experience there, but not as an out-and-out experienced backup to Meslier. That might change, but it looks everywhere seems to be reporting that it's Joel Robles that's coming in, so we'll have to wait and see there. On the striking front, this is the pinch of salt territory. These are from not very reliable sources, but look, give you the news that's out there. Bamba Dieng from Marseille has been linked with Leeds. He's a 22-year-old striker who has scored 7 goals in 25 games last season. Senegalese international with 1 goal in 11 games for them. Check him out on YouTube. I know YouTube isn't a metric for finding out if anyone's any good, but he's got some nice goals for Marseille in Ligue 1. So that's there as well. Newcastle thought they'd signed him last year, and Benfica had tried to sign him in 2021. So there were clubs looking at him. He's a very young age. I'll give my own opinion on this in a second. And Shea Adams, the drama that continues to be Shea Adams. Nottingham Forest have said they've stepped up their interest in the striker. Leeds apparently have matched that. Now, whether you believe that or not, after what Radrizzani and Marsh have said this week, remains to be seen. But that's what's out there. In terms of strikers, I don't believe any of these are the striker Leeds are looking at. I think Leeds are taking a much more measured approach based on what's been said. So, on outgoings then, Itty Mania, which is a fanzine Twitter account for Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, are reporting that Helder Costa deal is done, or very, very, very close to being done, with a loan to buy option. Yesterday, we weren't sure if it was a permanent move or if it was a loan move. There was mixed reports out there, so it looks like a loan with a view to making the deal permanent. He is out of contract at Leeds, not this season, next season, so it would be great to get him off the books if he's not going to play for Leeds. So moving away from the news and moving on to the Radrizzani interview with Phil Hay and David Ornstein over at The Athletic. It's a fantastic interview, by the way. I recommend, if you're not on The Athletic, go get on The Athletic. Have a look at this. It's not expensive to get onto The Athletic at this stage, and it's a really good interview. On the Rafinha stuff, he said that there was a deal was agreed with Chelsea, and he's annoyed and angry that he couldn't actually fulfill the deal with Chelsea because there was an agreement with the new owner of Chelsea. He said Spurs and Arsenal had also shown significant interest in Rafinha as well. And that the Barcelona negotiations were long and hard, and that they didn't really have a choice. They didn't want to sell to them. He said that the deal they struck at Barcelona in the end is similar deal to Chelsea, but it took a hell of a lot longer to get there. And this is the important part for me that's going to maybe cause ripples in the next month or so. He said he doesn't know where Barcelona got the money from all of a sudden. And he said that September 1st will be interesting, and that whatever happens on September 1st could cause a global case. What I'm thinking there is that must be the registration date for players over there, and maybe there's a payment date due to Leeds on the 1st of September, and if that money doesn't come in, then there's a problem with Barcelona. So September 1st seems to be an interesting date. We'll keep an eye on that one. Moving away from Rafinha, asked about Leeds looking at more additions to the club. They said that they are still looking at a left back and a striker, but that they're taking a very measured approach. It would appear that Leeds had all of their eggs into the Ketelaere basket. So what he said about Charles de Ketelaere was that it was 50-50 for a very long time between Leeds and Milan. That Leeds had agreed a deal with Bruges for €40 million, which would have been a record signing for Leeds for a very young player. And that Leeds maybe didn't move quick enough. He said that we maybe could have gone to Bruges while Milan were still sleeping and tried to get the deal done before they stepped up their interest. I like the fact that he's being that honest, because people criticise chairman and owners about cloak and dagger stuff and not telling the fans what's going on. You then can't criticise them if they're being really honest with you, and he's being really honest here. So it seems that he's really disappointed with this, and that they thought there was a real star here and that they've missed out on him. But I think that's why the approach is being measured next time. They're not looking to just bring any striker. They're looking to bring in the right striker. Now, if that's a striker to play back up to Bamford, or it's a number 9 to replace Bamford or go ahead of Bamford, that will be what we'll see. I think this could probably go down to deadline day. I don't think they're in a huge rush to sign a player right now. I think they believe with Bamford, Rodrigo and Joffe that they've got enough there for now. But if we get an injury, there's going to be problems. So interesting to see what happens there. On Jack Harrison, he said, and this will put the Jack Harrison rumours to bed. So if you see anyone tweeting anything about Jack Harrison now, you know it's not true. So on Jack Harrison moving to Newcastle, Radrizzani said, absolutely not. No way that he goes to Newcastle, or no way that he leaves. He said Jack accidentally brought attention to this in the interview in Australia. He was caught off guard. We said this probably a week or so ago on the news. He said, we do listen to offers for all of our players. That's just the model that we're in. But that they feel strongly about Jack within this group, and that Jack will help the club to be successful. Seeing Jack move more inside in the last couple of weeks, I think there's a number 10 there eventually. I really liked what I saw of him. He said Jack loves it at Leeds and didn't mean to bring attention to this situation. So that looks like that put to bed. And in the last piece of news, when he was asked about where he thought we would finish, yesterday Jesse Marsh said it's too early to put targets on things. He's looking at a 10th to 14th place finish, which I think is what most people think we'll do, outside of a couple of, idiot ex-footballer journalists, Jamie O'Hara, who don't know what they're talking about. So hopefully, I'm confident, hopefully that is the case. So there you go, folks. There's your news for Friday the 5th. See you tomorrow. Bye.